All right, good evening, everyone. My name is Sonia Cole Hamilton. I serve as Chief Communications Officer here in Lamar CISD. We want to thank you for attending our press conference this evening so that we can provide you an update regarding the lockdown that occurred at George Ranch High School today, November 17th, 2022. You will hear from 3 district staff this evening regarding the incident that occurred on campus. First, you're going to hear from Lieutenant Daryl Segura, who will provide you with an incident recap, response, and a suspect status update. Then you're going to hear from George Ranch High School Principal, Ms. Heather Patterson, who will provide insight regarding her staff and student response, as well as the campus operations update. And then lastly, you'll hear from Dr. Roosevelt Nivens, our superintendent, who will provide additional messaging on behalf of the district. We will allow a brief opportunity for Q&A at the conclusion of each messaging. But first, we'll have Lieutenant Daryl Segura from Lamar CISD.
Good evening. My name is Lieutenant Daryl Segura with the Lamar CISD Police Department. Today at approximately 11:57 a.m., dispatch from Fort Bend County Sheriff's Office was dispatched to the George Ranch High School for a possible shooter on campus. My officers at George Ranch High School were notified of the call that came in and responded immediately, along with Fort Bend County deputies and the other school resource officers within the Lamar CISD Police Department. The first officers arrived at 12:03 p.m. with the officers that are stationed on campus searching the immediate area immediately. When the call came in, it was said that the call was coming from the auditorium area of George Ranch High School, so the concentrated area that we took priority on was the auditorium area. By the time several officers arrived, that area was clear. There was no danger. There was no students or any injuries at that time in that area. As several other officers arrived on campus, we broke up in 2 teams and we swept the whole entire campus. While sweeping the entire campus, officers and deputies from different agencies went door by door, checking students, checking teachers to make sure everybody was safe. Every door on the campus, per protocol, was locked at that time. There was no doors open, so teachers and staff did a tremendous job on doing what they're supposed to do according to our protocol. Once the sweep was finished, within 30 to 35 minutes of doing our sweep and the first officers arriving, we had information of 3 suspects who actually made a false 911 call to the Fort Bend County Sheriff's Office. This is known as swatting, where people will call in to try and get officers to a certain area, saying there is an active attack ongoing at a campus or a business. 3 suspects have been taken into custody at this time. Currently, they're in front of the magistrate of Fort Bend County. I'm unsure of which one it is currently, but they are in front of a magistrate right now, and they are facing several charges possible: terroristic threat, false report, swatting. And the investigation is ongoing because there may be more suspects in this. Surrounding campuses at George Ranch, Polly Ryan Middle School and Reading Junior High also followed protocol and were on lockdown during this incident and did a great job. I believe that's all I have for now.
Good evening. My name is Heather Patterson. I am the principal at George Ranch High School. We have approximately 2,500 students in the building, about 150 staff member on staff, and every threat, big, small, is taken seriously around this building. Security is top priority for me, for my students. As soon as we were in lockdown within 3 minutes, we got in lockdown within 3 minutes. My staff responded amazingly. My security team, LCISD police, were in there within 3 minutes. To make sure that we were safe and secure. The hallways were cleared, what a lockdown looks like. The hallways were completely cleared and doors were locked. Even when someone was knocking on doors, teachers are not opening doors because that is the protocol and that's what we have practiced, and they did a fantastic job and I'm so thankful for them. I do want to thank my security team, our LCIC Police Department, for the prompt response. They were there before we could even blink. Everybody felt safe. The staff, I've talked to them afterwards, they felt safe. The students are feeling safe. My staff, just a shout out to them, and I have to say, because they have been following protocol, they've been trained on that, and they follow protocol, and to have every classroom door locked when that was checked, that is a huge thing, and it makes me feel very secure, and hopefully it makes our parents feel very secure in us. So just thank you for the Longhorns that followed the protocol. We have been practicing this since day one, and also for my parents for being so patient. They followed the protocol as well by waiting. We were checking in 8 at a time, and trusting us with their children each day, and the patience that it took to get through the systems to make sure we were making sure their kids were connected with them as quickly as we could. Although it is an early release day tomorrow, we are still fully prepared to welcome our children back into here for right before our Thanksgiving break. So can't wait to see them bright and early.
Good evening. I'm Roosevelt Nivens. I'm superintendent for Lamar CISD. Next to me is Sheriff Fagan. So I've been at Lamar CISD now. I've been in Fort Bend County a year and a half. And this is my year number 8 of me being a superintendent in the school system. I have never seen such passion and partnership from outside agencies for a school district as I have in Lamar CISD and in Fort Bend County. And so I just want to say a special thank you to Sheriff Fagan and all of our other law enforcement agencies who came to our rescue today. And so I have a list of people that I want to thank. First off, I want to thank our Lamar CISD staff, our students, our campus police officers. They were here today. They did a phenomenal job. As our principal said, our staff and our students did a great job in following the protocol. You know, we've been trained for this. You know, we spent the entire summer, and every time there's a tragic incident on the campus or in the school district, we look at what's happening and we tweak our protocol and we train for days like this. The George Ranch High School staff, again, our law enforcement, including Rosenberg and Sugar Land Police Departments, Fort Bend County Sheriff's Department, Precinct 4 Constables, the Office of Emergency Management, Department of Public Safety, of course our parents, because they send their most precious commodity to us, so we thank our parents for trusting us and for being so patient, as our principal said, and then everyone else who played a significant role in today. So let me say this on a serious note. Today happened, and there was a point in time where everyone in this building thought their life was in jeopardy. Although it was a hoax, everyone thought their life was in jeopardy. That's a real emotion, that's a real reaction, that is a real response, and that is something that no one should have to go through. When our parents send their kids to our school, they shouldn't have to wonder, is this my last time seeing my child today? When a teacher gets up and they come to work, and a bus driver gets on the bus and drives the bus, or our child nutrition staff, they get in the kitchen and feed kids, no one should wonder, is this my last day? No one. I'm very adamant and passionate about that. In life, there are very few things that are black and white. But to me, anytime you create a threat, or you cause a threat, or you even say a threat against my kids, against my staff, against my community, we will prosecute to the fullest. There are no excuses. This is not a situation of just kids being kids. This is not a situation of they didn't know any better. This is a situation of now you have crossed the line. And I need everyone to understand that. At Lamar CISD, we take all these threats very seriously, and nothing will stop what happens next. Nothing will stop what happens next, because our parents don't deserve that. Our students don't deserve that. Kids are supposed to come to school, learn, socially interact with one another, be kind, be gentle, and it's our job to feed them and send them home to their parents like we got them. So anytime that is threatened, you have my word as I'm standing here. As sure as my daddy named me Roosevelt Nivens Jr., we're going to take that very serious, and we're going to prosecute to the fullest extent. So I just want to make sure I'm very clear on that to our entire community and to the entire world if they want to hear that. Thank you so much.
Again, I just want to commend all the law enforcement agencies and Lamar ISD Police. They took quick and responsive action. When I first became sheriff of Fort Bend County, I had a meeting with all the law enforcement agencies here after the Uvalde tragedy. And we all agreed that when something like this happened, we would not wait for another agency to get here for support. We will go in. And Lamar ISD Police did exactly that. They went in. This swatting, we need to understand this is something that's very dangerous, making false reports. I had my SWAT team here, my SWAT team, helicopter, patrol, motorcycle, Rosenberg Police Department, Sugarland, the constable's office of Precinct 4 was here, helicopters. If someone needed that services, a life and death situation in another area, they wouldn't have received it because of this false call in to this school. Don't misunderstand me. We'll take all these type of calls seriously, and I will send everyone out again. But when you do that, like the superintendent said, we will take that very seriously and request the full extent of the law to be executed. So again, I want to thank everyone and commend Lamar ISD Police Department and their staff on doing an excellent job in this situation. Thank you.
Okay, so if there are any questions, we will open it just for a few brief questions, and then we'll release our staff. It's been a long day for us.
Any idea what prompted this? I mean, was it somebody who didn't want to pay their man, kind of agent?
Any idea what prompted it? Do we know why?
Currently, it's still under investigation. Right now, we don't have any idea what prompted this. We do understand that there were several students in the area when this call was made to 911, and that's why I said we're still currently under investigation, and there are still possible more suspects that we will be talking to.
Could you elaborate a little bit more on what those calls were, what they said during those calls? So we also talked to some parents who say that there were threats made earlier this week, a student being threatened, and they feel like this is somehow connected to that. What happened today?
Yeah, I can tell you, it's like I said, it's currently under investigation. Though what occurred today is not going to be connected to any previous threats that were made. Swatting, like I said, is a call that's made to any dispatch center requesting help or assistance, just making statements such as "there's a shooter on campus," "so I've been shot, help me." Similar calls like that were made today to the Fort Bend County Dispatch Center.
And they were here on campus, and you said there were several.
The calls came from campus, and understand when we did our sweeps and all the officers responded quickly and swiftly, there were no weapons found on campus. There were no injuries on campus. All students were safe. Like I said, they went and followed the protocol of a lockdown immediately. When I walked in this building, it was silent. And that's what we want as law enforcement officers. Like Sheriff Fagan said, we will not wait. We will come in. And that's exactly what every responding agency today did. We came in different doors, and we were looking for the threat and ready to take it out if need be.
So how many different phone calls were there, and over what span of time?
A span of about 3 to 5 minutes, maybe 2 to 3 phone calls came in to the dispatch center at Fort Bend County.
All different phone numbers.
That's currently under investigation right now. That's what we're looking into.
And one of them said that one caller said they'd been shot.
They needed help.
And are you surprised that burner phones are involved?
Excuse me?
Burner phones?
That's under investigation. That's not clear right now if they were burner phones or people's cell phones. Can't release that information right now. It's still currently under investigation. Like I said, there are several students. Not currently right now, no.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, we appreciate that. I believe you all have my card. If you've got any follow-up questions, you can email me directly. We appreciate your time, and most importantly, we appreciate your assistance in helping us get adequate, accurate information out to our community. Thank you so much. You all have a good evening.